If you don't mind weird smells or flying down the highway at 90 miles an hour and never using a blinker, ride sharing might be your thing. And that's our topic for today, because some people are just into having awkward conversations with total strangers.
Think about it. You walk into a video store, you see 8-minute abs sitting there. There's 7-minute abs right beside it. Which one are you gonna pick, man?
I would go for the 7. Yeah, I'd go for
Bingo, man, bingo.
First things first, if you find any value in this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be referencing a website and it's mine. You can use it, it's free. Just come over here to the sign up button, click one of these buttons to log in and you're in. And then once you're in, make sure that you go through these steps. So set your points redemption preference, add in your cards that you have in your own wallet, and then set your annual spending, and that'll light up all the features across the website. As I mentioned, we're gonna talk about ride sharing today, the best cards for Lyft, the best cards for Uber, the best cards for just ride sharing in general, because guess what? There's more than just Lyft and Uber out there. The best cards for taxis even. We're gonna cover those with annual fees, without annual fees, special services for earning points on ride sharing. We're gonna read some comments about your ride sharing strategies, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. We've got a lot to cover, so let's jump right in. All right, first let's get taxis out of the way. It's not really ride sharing, but it's in the same vein, same ballpark as ride sharing. So in the best card section of the website, we wanna click on transit, because that's generally what taxis fall under. Now there are some weird scenarios where you can book a taxi through one of the ride sharing apps, but generally you're paying for a taxi with a credit card. It's gonna fall under a transit category. And the best card for transit with no annual fees is the Wells Fargo Autograph. Now, that's only if you're using transfer partners as a points redemption preference. So if we come over to my profile section, you'll see that I have transfer partners selected. So that means that the points I earn on any credit cards, I tend to use those points by transferring those over to other travel partners of that bank and redeeming those points that way in those hotel, airline companies. And you generally get a better value than just the 1 cent per point that you earn on most credit cards. So if you switched it to cash and came back, then that changes things. The best card would be the Wells Fargo Attune at 4x. Whereas the Gemini over here is earning 4x, but that's crypto. It's gonna earn only in crypto, so kinda don't really count that. The Connect you can also earn at 4x, but if you don't have a US bank account to redeem those points through, then they're only worth 0.8 cents per point. So I would say the clear-cut winner is the Wells Fargo Attune. You get 4x on those points, plus if we dive into this card and we switch back to transfer partners, then actually if you had another card, say the autograph also, then you could be getting 6.4x on those transit points you earn, taking those points, moving them over to the Wells Fargo autograph, and then using those points and transferring those to transfer partners and getting a better value at 1.6 cents per point. So you're still earning 4x, but because you get a better value on those points, 1.6 cents per point, then it's gonna feel like you're getting 6.4x when you're earning in transit. So technically, this is the best card, but it requires you to have another card. So take that for what you will. So back over on the best card, like I said, without any other card involved, the autograph at 3x with the 1.6 cents per point brings you up to 4.8x. So really some form of a Wells Fargo card setup is probably the best way to go for earning points on taxis when you don't want to have annual fees. Now, if we remove the annual fee filter, then that takes us up to the Chase Sapphire Reserve at 3x, but with its 2.05 cents per point earning on there, then that's gonna feel like you're earning 6.15x on those transit earning points. Now that shares the tie with the Business Preferred, which also earns 3x at the same point value because they're the same points you can mix match those points you earn on either card. A very close second would be the American Express at 3x also. Its points are worth a little less based on the pointsguy.com's valuation for all these points. So that brings us to 6x on those. And these three are so close, it kind of just matters on how you are able to redeem the points in each of these Chase and Amex ecosystems. So if you have a better way of getting value on the points through some certain transfer partner on Amex versus on the Chase cards, then Amex is probably your best bet. Otherwise, Chase is your best bet. Now, if we come over here to the generic ride sharing category, the best card, again, with no annual fees, is the Wells Fargo Autograph. And you'll notice the Attune is not in here. For some reason, the Attune has 4x on transit, but not for ride sharing. I guess that ride sharing is not planet saving worthy enough, only transit is, but you're still doing pretty good on the Wells Fargo Autograph. A close second is the Blue Business Plus from Amex, which is just the catch-all category. So you're getting 2x, but because of the way Amex's points are valued at 2 cents per point, based on the pointsguy.com's evaluations, then it brings it up to 4x, which is decent earning for basically any category, but 4.8x obviously the winner here. Now, if we get rid of the annual fee filter, then again we see a similar situation to transit, where we see the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Chase Business Preferred at 3x up to 6.15x on its point valuations, and then Amex Green 3x at 2 cents per point, which brings you to 6x in value. Now let's move on to the company that started the entire sector of ride sharing in general, Uber. So again, similar story. You've got the Wells Fargo Autograph, 3x up to 4.8x. The Blue Business Plus from Amex, 2x to 4x, so we talked about previously. And then you've got the Apple Card at just a solid 3x. The Citi Costco Anywhere Card, solid 3x. And the Robinhood Gold, solid 3x. These two, kind of not really annual fee free because they require membership. So you have to have a membership for Costco. You have to have a membership for the Robinhood. This is 50, this is 60, I believe. But Apple Card, just a clean 3x that you earn on Uber, not ride sharing, but Uber. So there is that. So if you're not really going to be doing the transfer partner thing, then Apple might be a good option for you. But again, it's 3x in the autograph as well. Now, if we remove the annual fee, we're going to see yet again a very similar pattern going on. The two Chase cards, Sapphire Reserve, Business Preferred, both earning 3x up to 6.15x in value. American Express Green 3x to 6x. And then if you're noticing over here, you've got this 5.4, which is in the game. It's an Amtrak Guest Rewards Preferred. I actually just added this card recently. Now it earns Amtrak points, and you can only redeem those points, as I understand it, at Amtrak. So if you're a big Amtrak traveler, this would be great. It actually has really good point earnings and point values. So you're seeing 2x is up to 5.4. The values on these points are 2.7 cents per point, and they've got a ton of categories that they earn in. So if you do ride Amtrak a bunch, maybe you're in the Northeast and you do it for work all the time, this is a great card to have. Great earnings. I mean, they're only 2x and 3x on Amtrak, but 2x at 2.7 cents per point brings you to 5.4x on almost everything. You got dining, travel, all ride sharing, Uber. So it's a pretty good card. Now let's move on to the last category, which is Lyft. Now, Uber and Lyft have been battling it out for ages now. I honestly don't know why anyone would use Uber. Maybe controversial statement, because everything I see is like Lyft in terms of earning and special benefits and special agreements with credit cards and so on. So Uber seems pretty lacking in that department. They do seem to be, at least in my area, Uber's a tiny bit cheaper, but you kind of get what you pay for, maybe. Generally, they're all the same cards. They're just riding one, picking up Lyft and Uber rides. So it's not like they're different cars or different people driving. They do have the black service on both, the Lux for the Lyft and so on. I'm not a huge ride sharing person, so I can't tell you all the ins and outs of the ride sharing plans and so on. Look in the comments below. I am sure there are plenty of people that can comment below and tell you everything you need to know about Lyft versus Uber and why one is better than the other. But in terms of just point earnings, Lyft seems to be way above Uber. So right off the bat, no annual fees. We have the Built card at 3x, Built points, great value on those, 2.05 cents per point here. So it earns 3x. And then, you know, at 2.05 cents per point, it feels like you're earning 6.15. They got really good transfer partners. So it seems really easy to get good value on the Built card, but it's only on Lyft, not on Uber. So they have a special agreement with Lyft. So again, we have the Wells Fargo representing well here, but if we pull off the annual fees filter, then again, we're seeing a similar situation where we have two chase cards up here. Now they're the different chase cards. We have the preferred and the reserve, but you'll notice that with Lyft, as opposed to Uber or just generic ride sharing or transit, instead of earning 3x, it's earning 5x on Lyft. Now that's a limited time, but you know, every time we've seen this over the last year or two, they keep pushing back the expiration date on their Lyft agreement. But for right now, it's 5x for Lyft. So that with that 2.05 cents per point value, that brings us up to 10.25x in value. So that's huge. So I have the reserve. I only use Lyft when I go to the basically just going to the airport, and I use my reserve on that. Now, the Built, again, as we saw in the other one, is 3x, so 6.5. It does very well. It ties with the Chase Business Preferred and a little bit higher than the American Express Green. All of these are great options, but if you have the Reserve or the Preferred and you're using ride sharing, why wouldn't you use Lyft? And then on top of that, you've got this Built program, which if you tie your Built service to your Lyft service, you'll earn 2x Built points on every dollar spent at Lyft, on top of any of the points that you're earning here. So if you're earning 3x on Built, on your Built card, and you have your Lyft tied to the Built service, you're actually earning 5x, so that's gonna feel like 10.25. And then it's basically 7x over here. It's like 14.35x on your Reserve or your Preferred when you have the Built service tied, because you're earning 2x on the Built service and then 5x on the Chase. They have common transfer partners even, so you could pull those points back into a common transfer partner. So, or just use them in Built, that's fine too. That's huge compared to earnings in Uber. Like, is anyone still using Uber that is in the credit card game? If you are using Uber and there's a reason, put your reason in the comments below. I should also mention, so you can link your account to Built to get 2x points, but you could also link it to Hilton for 3x points and Alaska mileage plan for 1x points. To me, it seems like Built's the better option, which is why I have it on mine. Alaska has great value in its points as well, but you can go to Built and then go to Alaska, it's gonna be twice as many points. So that doesn't really make sense to me. And then Hilton 3x points, so they're worth about half that, so 1.5. It's decent, it's okay, but I think the Built linked account makes the most sense. If you disagree with me and you have some reasons why, put that in the comments below as well. Speaking of comments, I asked you what your best ride sharing strategy was, and as always, you came through. Matty Clausen writes, and by the way, check out Matt Clausen's channel. He has a great channel, big on rumors and kind of talking about why credit card companies do things and stuff. It's very interesting. I watch it all the time. Lyft 5x plus 2x Built. However, I may be the last CSR card holder standing if rumors are true. So go check out his channel. He talks about the Chase Sapphire Reserve rumors that are going around right now, possibly losing the travel point earnings, things and raising some annual fees, added a bunch of benefits. So anyway, go check that out. It's a really cool discussion. DG Reen writes, for Lyft, I use either the Built Card 5x Built Points or Chase Sapphire Preferred 5x UR Points plus 2x Built Points. Now, the 5x Built Points is because it earns 3, and then it also, with the Built Service, it's linked up, you get 2 extras on that. So, but like he says, with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, it's kind of like getting 7x on that. So for Uber, I use the Apple Card, 3x cashback plus 3x Marriott Bonvoy points depending on the ride type. That's right. So there are other services you can link cards with. So Marriott Bonvoy gives you 3x on some Uber transactions. Hilton Honors, like I said, does 3x through Lyft. The Alaska Miles does 1x through Lyft. I see some Delta Sky Miles on Lyft, but I don't see it in the app. So I don't know if that's old data that's no longer accepted anymore, or if you have to go through Delta and do something. So I'm not sure. And then of course you've got the Uber one where you can get 5% off, and the Lyft Pink where 5% off, but you got to pay a monthly fee for that. And then of course the Built Rewards. But interesting that Marriott offers that as well through Uber to get 3x on Marriott, but I don't think Marriott points are worth very much. What are they? 0.85 cents per point is their evaluation through the pointsguy.com's point evaluation. So I still think Built's pretty strong, especially with that Chase card, 7x points, but those are worth over 2 times that. So anyway, Morningwood says, buy $100 Uber gift cards on sale with my Venture X. Get 2x on the purchase plus the cashback rewards on my Costco purchases. So he's able to do that because he has an executive membership at Costco. Ellie Knockin says, I currently use a Sapphire Reserve, but I'm downgrading that to a 0 annual fee card once all my Ultimate Reward points get drained, and I'll swap over to my Ink Cash for Lyft. I'm not playing the monthly credits game with the Reserve. If I wanted that nonsense, I'd get a Platinum. Okay, fair enough. Yuri G writes, I use the US Bank Altitude Reserve for Uber and Ink Preferred for Lyft 5X. Yeah, the Altitude Reserve is dead to me. You know this. Stop bringing it up. I'm just kidding. You can bring it up. Our resident Frenchman, Sean Cride, writes, Amex Green is excellent for any travel and transit. It covers a lot of subcategories most don't know about. Whoa, what? What do we not know about? But wait, there's a reply. Dr. Joseph Mengel writes, Shankradee, I use the green as well. Once I use my platinum and gold free credits and burn up my Delta Reserve and platinum Uber credits, I get 3x points for my monthly Uber One that I am changing to a yearly membership. And I can add digital gift cards starting at $15. I also use my green card to buy airline points that I also have Uber Boost. I did it today. I don't have any Chase cards yet, but I am waiting until late summer when my inquiries expire. I want Preferred, the Boundless, so that I can upgrade to the Ritz later, and the Ink, IHG Biz, and maybe Southwest business cards. Then I am looking at the City Double Cash to upgrade to a Strata later. The City American Airlines Mile Up to get points and 0% and upgrade, or the City Platinum Biz and later the Costco card. Jeez, I may just be the player 2 on my wife's Costco and try and get the Costco Biz card. Finally, I will be working Bank of America to get the red business card and the Alaska business while gardening. Then I will be looking at credit union cards and PNC and Truist on the business side. Boy, that is elaborate. The Great Santini writes, I also use the CSP and link my Built account with it so I get 5x Chase points and 2x points for Lyft. The couple of times per year I need to use rideshare. I'm in that same boat. I don't do rideshare enough to do all the stuff that Dr. Heidelberg is, but yeah, this seems enough for me. Smurf18 writes, Ink Cash plus Built. 5x UR points on Lyft plus 2x Built neighborhood, no annual fee. Yep, it's a good strategy. Okay, there are a few other cards I have to mention or I'll get yelled at in the comments. So let's go over to the selectable categories. So the one that comes up on almost every best cards video is the City Custom Cash. So it has the first highest spend category. So if you click into that, you'll see that ride sharing is one of those categories that you can choose, and you will get 5x on that if it's the highest spend category for that given month. It does have a cap of $500. So if we update that, we'll see that now listed as a category that you can use that card for. Now 5x is going to be a great earning. Plus, if you happen to have the strata, it turns that into basically 9x in value, because you can transfer those 5x points over to the strata, use those with transfer partners to get effectively a 1.8 cent per point valuation based on the Point Guys valuations for city thank you points. So that is a great earning you're gonna get on ride sharing. But unless you have a bunch of these cards, you're kind of wasting it on ride sharing. If you have maybe 4 or 5 city custom caches, you work your way down to ride sharing as one of those if you're a big ride sharer, but otherwise a little bit of a waste. Also for ride sharing, you can do the American Express Business Gold. It also has a high spend category. It actually is included with transit. So the taxis, like I mentioned before, it would include ride sharing, toll fees, parking as one category wrapped up in transit. And that one you're earning 4x base points, and then the 2 cent value for those points based on the Point Guys valuation brings that up to 8x. So that's really good too. It's a really good option too. It's got a pretty hefty annual fee, so I don't know if it's worth it just to get it for ride sharing, but it is there as an option. And then back over to the list, there's one more card that has ride sharing. You're only earning 3x on the Bank of America customized cash rewards. But if you have $100,000 in a Merrill Lynch account with Bank of America, that would effectively be earning 5.25x on every dollar you spend. So ride sharing is included in their travel. So with travel, you get toll fees, ride sharing, transit, parking. So all of the transity travel, it's a very all-encompassing travel category. So if you do have $100,000 in the bank for that, you're getting over 5x for that. So could be a good option too. Also seems like a bit of a waste unless you have multiple customized cash cards, which I think you can only do it through a player too, but I might have heard a way that you can get multiple ones, but niche. So what did we learn today? You can do a lot to squeeze as much as possible out of your ride sharing earning points. But honestly, the easiest thing to do is use Lyft, use a Chase card, and link your built service to your Lyft service. But those are just my thoughts. Put your thoughts in the comments below. If you find any value in this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to sign up to the website. It's completely free. And we will see you in the next video.